everybody. It's episode 25 of the He Mistook Her for a Swan emergency broadcasting system. It is almost the autumnal equinox. So we've been through spring, we've been through summer, now we're heading into fall. Oh yay. And things are locking down again. Isn't that just spectacular? Anyway, you may be confused about this autumnal equinoxy thing, okay? So, let me demonstrate. I have set up a small demonstration for you. Let's imagine this duck is the sun, okay? And let's imagine this beer is the earth. Okay. Now, the beer is going around the duck this way once a year. There's the beer. Oh, there's the duck's ass. Okay. So there, we've gone one entire year around the duck. The thing about the beer is, it's on a 23-degree angle, okay? So if it were any more, we'd spill our beer. So that would be no good, right? Okay, so here we are. So it's a slightly elliptical circuit we make around the duck, all right? So when we're out here, the bottom of the beer can is getting warmed by the rays of the duck, a little more than the top of the beer can, okay? That means the southern hemisphere is getting summer, and the northern hemisphere's getting winter. So, back on this side of the duck, on the duck's ass, I don't know why we get the duck's ass, but so on this side, the northern hemisphere of the beer is being warmed by the duck's ass. That means it's summer in Canada. So we go around the duck over here. Now, it is equal. That's why it's the equinox. The same amount of sun and night, day and night, equal this way. There you go. Now we know about the beer and the duck. Okay, I'm going to open that beer in a minute. But, okay, let me just spin this thing around again. There I am. Okay, now you know something. So, we are halfway around the duck, and we are not spilling our beer yet. Today, however, birds are playing a big role in this show. So, hark, what is that sound? It's the wretched cuckoo. Wee bastard. Let's check it out. So, it is fall coming up. The equinox is Tuesday at 9:30 in the morning. Drag your sorry asses out of bed. And when it's 9:30, you will notice no change. You'll wonder, why am I out of bed? And the equinox, equal, we're equidistant around the duck in our little beer. Okay? So there it is. We're going to talk about the cuckoo. So there's this song called the Cuckoo. It's actually more than one song. I think they've recorded like 150 versions of it. Those people that do that, the professors with the leather elbow protectors and stuff. But it's interesting because it brings together all the people we've talked about for the last 24 frickin' shows, and it's an interesting touchstone because, like I said, everybody we love and talk about has done it. Okay? So, Townes Van Zant's done it, a version. Bob Dylan's done a version of the Cuckoo. Who else? Shirley Collins has done a version. Gene Ritchie has done a version. I'm just checking off boxes here. Anne Briggs has done a beautiful version. Bert Jansch and Pentangle has done a version. Taj Mahal. I mean, we haven't really talked about Taj Mahal. A million people, billions of people. I mean, there's new bands that are doing it. Hooray for the Riff Raff has done a great version. Hooray for the Riff Raff is a cool band. You should check that out. So, it's kind of got two flavors. It's got an American flavor and a British flavor. It's probably British originally, of course, but there's some great American versions, and like one of the older ones that is out there and that other influenced other people is by this guy Clarence Ashley, and he was a banjo player, and he did it in this kind of minor key, banjo-y, oddly tuned banjo, and it's a bit cranky and creepy and fun. It's this kind of shit we love. So Clarence's version it influenced a whole bunch of other people. So Doc Watson did a similar version. Townes Van Zandt did pretty much similar version. Bob Dylan, back in his folky days, before his Declaration of Independence, he did a version which is basically the Clarence version. And so my buddy John Bora, Colleen and I played with John Bora in the John Bora band for many years, and John, of course, is the producer of our new record, for which hats off to him. He did a fantastic job. So we did a version of the Cuckoo with John, but it was more of a major key thing. It was like this. Oh, the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird. She wobbles when she flies, and she never hours cuckoo till the 4th day of July. I don't know where John got that version, but it's that's a great version. Like I said, actually the Taj Mahal version is a little bit like that, and there's a few other people that do it that way. There's always the cuckoo's a pretty bird and it warbles when it flies and blah blah blah. In a lot of the American versions, it won't give you whatever you want till the 4th of July. Well, that's obviously American. It's not going to be British. The British lost at the 4th of July, one typically does not celebrate your loss like that. However, the Yanks do. They love the 4th of July, and good for them. So, and then there's all in all the American versions, a lot of them. There's a whole couple of verses about gambling, and so Townes and Bob they do it more in the minor key, and like Townes would be something like. Jack of diamonds, oh Jack of diamonds. I've known you from old. Now you rob my pocket of my silver and my gold. So Townes and Bob, they kind of do it like that. I mean, something like that. Then you got Jean Ritchie. She obviously her influences go back further. She's a little deeper than a lot of the other ones. And then her version, it actually touches on the whole concept of unfaithfulness and infidelity. And she's got, come all you young women, take warning by me. Never place your affection on the love of a man. So that's a little different than the other verses. Shirley Collins over in the UK, in the U-fucking-K. She's her version is more kind of the cuckoo is a little bird of the spring, and flits across the meadow from tree to tree, loves the summer, hates the rain and the wind, and in every springtime it comes again. Isn't that nice? So so Cuckoo is a spring bird. Anne Briggs. Okay, so Anne Briggs, the great singer from the early English folk scene. Her version is way heavier. She sings it a cappella, and it's a great version. You should definitely check that out. So Anne's is like a meeting is pleasure. Parting is grief, an inconstant lover is worse than a thief. A thief can rob me of all that I have, but an inconstant lover sends me to my grave. Yikes. Okay, so sends her to her grave. Things are getting a little heavy here in Cuckoo Land. Richard Thompson did a version of the old version of the Cuckoo song from the Middle Ages on his record called 1,000 Years of Popular Music, which I love. I just love the title, 1,000 Years of Popular Music. Okay, so dig this. There is a really old version of the Cuckoo song. It is actually one of the oldest pieces of music we have in the English language. So there's kind of two of these old, ancient songs. One's called "Merry It Is While Summer Lasts," I think, and it was written in the early 1200s, and it's not in great shape, but it's definitely the oldest bit of music and words. So it's got the music written out in this ancient mensural notation that is kind of the great granddaddy of our modern music notation. And yeah, some dude just wrote it down, some monk. You know, those monks, how they are. This is like the equivalent of the guy at the record factory saying, I'll make a red record today. So this monk wrote out the song and with the words in Old English or Middle English, and just kind of slipped it in to some other scholarly religious work, and where it sat for hundreds of years until somebody was like flipping through and went, what's this? Looks like a song. So that's the Merry It Is While Summer Lasts. The other one is Summer Is A-Comin' In, which is also called the Cuckoo song. So Summer Is A-Comin' In, probably written in Middle English, which is, it's like Old English, but we can understand it a little better. And so it's you can tell it's Old English as well because it's got that character called the thorn, which is a TH sound, which we don't have anymore. They still have it in Iceland, so there you go. Iceland, Old English. Bit of a relationship there, I guess. Anyway, so this old version of the Cuckoo song was written down by some monks, and it's in Middle English, and it's actually got the music. It's got the notation. It looks like this. So there it is. We know how it sounds, and there's this instruction manual. They've written out the instructions in Latin because they're monks and they love Latin. And they tell you what to do, and it's what they call a rota, or a round. So it is like a row your boat kind of song, right? And it specifically says this is to be played with, sang with 4 or 6 people. So it could be up to 6-part polyphony, if you will. And basically it says the first person starts singing, and as soon as you get to the special mark in the music, the cross, then the next person starts. And then when that person gets to the mark, then the third person starts. So it's a round. It's a row your boat kind of thing. And it's interesting because it's talking about spring. Cuckoo, spring, and the cuckoo bird is a bit of a spring thing. But it also seems to have like a bit of a darker meaning. So why is that? Okay, cuckoo. Maybe you think cuckoo's just a cute little bird, and so nice to hear the little cuckoo in the spring. No, cuckoos are little bastards, okay? They are parasites. Here's the dealio. The female cuckoo lays its eggs in some other bird's nest. So they've got this fantastic evolutionary thing they developed, I'm sure they've had mad cuckoo scientists working on this for ages, where the female cuckoo kind of just sits around and watches the other bird's nest, and as soon as the other bird's mama leaves the nest, the female cuckoo zips in there, and it can lay an egg in like 10 to 15 seconds. Egg out, okay? So the other mama bird comes home and looks around and says, oh, geez, I thought there was only 3, but I guess there's 4. I must have forgot. So it sits on the egg. And these eggs are designed by the mad scientist cuckoos to be kind of indistinguishable to the other bird from their eggs. Here's the really creepy part, is that the mad scientist cuckoos have developed a method that the cuckoo chick hatches before the other bird's chicks, okay? So the cuckoo chick pokes its way out of the nest, just like a little, just like the monster in E.T., looks around, sees a bunch of eggs, and goes, well, those have got to go, and it kicks them out of the nest. So mama bird comes home, sees this thing, this little monster, and says, oh, geez, I thought there was 4 eggs, but maybe there was only 1. I'm so forgetful now. So mama bird feeds this little monster, and it ends up being oftentimes bigger than the mother. There's pictures of cuckoo birds. They're like 3 times bigger than the little bird that's, running around trying to feed it and get it worms. Finally, the little cuckoo chick pisses off, and that's the end of that story. So they're little crumbs, right? They're rotten little bums, and it's one of the only birds that are this kind of parasitic bird. Okay, so let's draw our conclusions from that. Is that the cuckoo in English literature, at least, is a sign of spring. Yeah, they kind of show up around then and have their nasty little cuckoo sound, and it's also a sign of infidelity, fucking around. That's where the word cuckold comes from. And so this whole cuckoo song is a bit of it's all about, spring and summer's here, there's barnyard stuff going on, and you should just keep track of your spouse, because she might be out behind the hay bale with Johnny from down the street, doing a bit of a jig. Stonehenge might be in danger of being kicked over if you don't watch it. So that's kind of the thing. So I mean, you can kind of look at the words, and even though they're in Middle English, they kind of make sense. The fun thing is there's the great fart controversy here. So this is one of the earliest use of the word fart in any printed work, and apparently in Victorian times they just couldn't wrap their heads around that they wanted this to be a nice little children's song, and so they retranslated the word fart into just like something entirely nonsensical. So anyway, so if we look at the words, look at the words. So it says summer's coming in. Summer's coming in. Makes sense, right? Loud sing cuckoo. The cuckoo's singing loud. All right, shut up. Shut the hell up. And then it says groweth, said, and bloweth med. So the seeds are growing, the meadow is blowing. Not too hard to understand. And springeth, they wood new. So the new wood is springing up. The leaves and the woods are growing. It's spring, it's summer, things are growing. And it says sing cuckoo. That's pretty self-evident, right? Then it says the ewe is bleating after the lamb. Well, okay, sure, makes sense. And then the luth after caluku. This one's a little tough, but it basically means the cow is lowing after its calf. Okay, so if the words are in a little different order, but it kind of makes sense. Then the bullock starteth. So the bulls are starting. They're getting jiggy, and the bucka farteth. So the bucka is a goat, and it's farting. I'm telling you, it's farting. That's what they do. So merry sing cuckoo. So the whole deal is, there's all this barnyard shit going on, and the cuckoo is basically saying, hey buddy, shit's going on, and you need to keep track of things because your wife is out behind the hay bale with Johnny. You might be out behind the hay bale with Fred's wife or something, A lot of fucking around going on, apparently, and it was they basically had to sing a song about it. But it was a fun song to sing. Like, everybody could get in on it, the great fart debate, and there you go. So we know how it goes, kind of. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but we got the music. It kind of goes like, and it's got kind of a droney thing, which I like. do it better other times, but that's the general idea. It's got a nice kind of drony medieval kind of sound to it, and the cuckoo singing where it goes sing cuckoo. And yeah, it's not simple music really. You know, it's interesting. So it's good. So, there it is. Sing Cuckoo, and watch out for that little fuck Johnny, and just keep, make sure you know who's out behind the hay bale, and if it's you, make sure nobody else knows. Okay, I think that's pretty much the crux of it. So, Sing Cuckoo, second oldest song we have in the English language, written down by some monks way back when. And so I'm gonna try and do the round for you, okay? So in the meantime, you guys keep hanging in there. I think it seems like we're not out of the woods yet. So hang in there, have some fun. I don't know, build a boat in your garage. I don't know, learn Latin, do something, and keep in touch with us. And do please take a listen to our record. You can get it on the Spotify or on the YouTube or on any number of those other streaming platforms that I can't pronounce. So you guys take care, and we will talk to you next week. All right, bye.
Summer is a comin' in, Lord, sing cuckoo. Summer is a comin' in, and spring and say with new. Summer is a comin' in, and spring and say with new. After long. Summer is a comin' in, and spring and say with new. After long. Sing, sing the cow with good, and spring and say with new. After long. Sing, sing the cow. Coo a beat and coo, the beauty sings the coo, the coo, the coo, the coo, the beauty sings the coo.